welcome. Thank you very much for joining us on this special broadcast. I'm Heena Gambhir. Today, we are joined by the winners of Femina Miss India 2024. Nikita Porwal, Femina Miss India World 2024, Rekha Pandey, Femina Miss India 2024 first runner-up, and Aayushi Dholakia, second runner-up of this year's Femina Miss India. Thank you all of you for joining us here on Times Now. Firstly, many congratulations to all of you. What you all have achieved is truly an aspiration, a dream of many young girls across India. So we want to talk to all of you about your journey so that many of these young girls who are watching you today also take the inspiration and get an insight into this world of Femina Miss India. Nikita, I want to begin the discussion with you. Tell us a little bit about your journey from Ujjain to where you are today, what it really takes to become Femina Miss India World 2024.
I think it's the faith that really takes to become Femina Miss India 2024. And it's not just the faith of me, but the faith of my mother, the faith of the whole city with me, my family, my friends, and now I have the faith of entire India. I have always been a theatre student. I have done theatre from past 7 years. I've done the character of Sita and Ramlila from past 5 years. And my journey started when I was 7 years old. My mama used to dress me up as Miss India for fancy dress competitions, and there I used to win every single one of them. And there I realized that I want to be Miss India. I did not know what Miss India was, what values Miss India holds, what is the responsibility of being a Miss India. I just knew that I want to become a Miss India. So as and when I grew, I started learning more about it. And after my graduation in college, I realized that it's the right time now to start thinking and start taking the first step towards my Femina Miss India journey. And here I am today as your Femina Miss India World 2024, and I'm really grateful to be at this position, and I feel that it's a responsibility that I'm holding on my shoulders, and I can't wait to represent my country on the world stage.
Well, we all are looking forward to that, and good wishes for that as well when you will be representing India on the world stage. But Nikita, before I go across to Rekha and Aayushi, I also want to understand from you, what was the reason behind this dream of representing India, of becoming Femina Miss India? I mean, did you ever ask your mom that, what was her inspiration? Was it her dream that she saw through you?
Actually, when I was born, I already have 2 siblings. I have an elder sister and an elder brother. So when my mama conceived for the 3rd time, everyone expected it to be a boy, because they felt that if a boy comes, like if we have 2 boys in a family, then it is more good for the business, and it is kind of more supportive to the family. But out of everyone's surprise, I was born. And not everyone was happy when I was born, but the men in my family, especially my papa, my bade papa, my dadaji, they were on the 9th cloud. And this is the kind of family I was born in. And when I was born, my father used to always say that she is the daughter of Gayatri. Gayatri is a mother of Vedas. So he always knew that she is the person of stage. I do not know where that thought came in his mind, but my mama always used to say that my father believed that I was a stage person and I belong to the stage. And this is how, since childhood, they allowed me to do things which involved stage. They actually introduced me to the stage when I did not know what stage was. Maybe they saw something in me which I didn't, and this is how I was introduced to the stage.
And how was the journey after that? Because you had to, continue with your education as well and simultaneously work towards achieving this goal, which we all know is not easy. It looks very good, it looks glamorous, but I'm sure there are many sleepless nights and, long hours that you have to put in to ensure that you are able to represent the country.
Actually, right after my graduation, I wanted to shift to Mumbai for my acting, to pursue acting, the career in acting. But I always had this thought in my mind that I should be a Miss India first and then go to pursue my career in acting, because I wanted to completely dedicate my time to the training and to my training for India, because it's a responsibility, as I said. So about the struggles, I would say that coming to a city like Mumbai from a city like Ujjain was not easy. Staying financially stable here was not easy, and when I started getting work here was the time I got the position of a state finalist in Miss India, and I had to actually, reject certain opportunities which could make my life. People say that, but I gave up those opportunities because I knew something big is happening for me, and it is India, because of which I can, for once let myself be at the back seat and let my country shine, because if I get to represent my country on the world stage, what's bigger than that?
Absolutely. What an interesting and a very inspirational story. And I want to know more about that story, Nikita. But before that, let me also get in a word from Rekha. Tell us a little bit about your journey. Was it something like how Nikita told us her journey was, or do you think it was relatively easier for you?
Yes, I come from a very small town. It's named Dadanagar Haveli, Daman and Diu. And coming from there has really shaped me into who I am today. Someone who believes in hard work, empathy and resilience very hard. Growing up, I didn't have a lot of people to look up to. I was introduced to television by my mom. I was introduced to dancing, and she made me watch a lot of reality shows, and that's where I saw that there was a very stark contrast between the women that was there around me and the women that was there on the television. And that really inspired me to pursue my dreams. And my mom and parents have been a constant support. I went on to pursue film and mass communication. And I've been working behind the camera as a PCR head few months back. And now my life has changed a 360-degree turn. And I'm looking forward to doing it and chasing my dreams going further.
Interesting, Rekha. You tell us that you've come from a very small town, and clearly there wasn't a lot of exposure. So what really was the inspiration? Because this is not a very typical career choice for people. So what was your inspiration like, Nikita? Was it your mom who sort of inspired you too, the women in your life?
So I was 8 years old when I read an article about Priyanka Chopra, and I was reading about how she went from Rai Bareli to a global sensation. And while reading, I came across that she was Miss India, and then she represented India at Miss World, and that's where she created a real impact. So I went on to searching for the qualities that a Miss India needs, and writing them down in a diary, and started inculcating them in me. I shared this dream with my father and mother, I think in 2016, and both of them have been really, really supportive. I've been on stage throughout my school life, and that really helped, seeing the things from behind the camera, and telling him that whosoever is the best, may that one win, because it's not just Miss India. The girl is going to represent India at a world stage, and I feel we could not have asked for a better representative than Nikita herself. I feel the way she carries India in her, and the way she carries India in all her answers, and just the way that she is, I think she speaks India, she shouts India, and she is a great representative. For me, I feel the 30 days that I've spent has been transformative. All that I have learned, I know for sure that hard work never goes in vain. The 30 days and the transformative journey and all the learnings are going to stay with me forever. And one big realization was, I've always thought learning is difficult, but during this journey I realized that unlearning is the most difficult part. To unlearn something that you already know, and you know that what I've learned was wrong and I need to grow over and above that, I think that's something that I'm taking away, and I'll be implementing that all my life.
Okay. Aayushi, what about you? Any disappointments during this journey, new things that you learned? How was it?
Well, I don't believe in disappointments, because disappointments arise when you have expectations, and I don't think in having expectations on yourself, because it's all about enjoying life and giving and becoming the best version of yourself. But what I truly learned from this beauty pageant journey is to embrace uncertainty, and to embrace unpredictability. I feel like being a part of the industry for a very long time, I always had an approach, a strategy, but stepping into the field of unknown and having the steady mindset of that yes, I can do this, I think is when once you embrace it, it's really beautiful, and then you have the power and the courage to take on anything and everything in this world. And that's what I'm taking back from this journey.
Absolutely. And we also know that, behind all the glitz and glamour, there is a responsibility in terms of the causes that you feel for. So I want to talk to the three of you about, the specific issues that you feel very, very strongly about, that you are going to become an advocate for. Let's begin with you, Aayushi, this time.
Well, I began my NGO at the age of 15, and since then I have been working on various causes, be it women empowerment, spending time with elderly people, environmental conservation, or children education. And the cause that I bring with me during this course of this journey has been about implementing foundational learning to children from financially challenged backgrounds. And it kind of aligns with the national education policy that was recently given out by government. It's not only about giving opportunities for education, but it's also about making it accessible to the children. I feel that the kind of curriculum that we have, it needs to be in alignment with the financially challenged children of our country, and they should be able to retain that particular knowledge. And hence, I work closely with an organization where we create customized kits and tools which helps children learn particular patterns or particular alphabets in a way that is very customized to them.
Okay.
And that's something that I would like to advocate for, that education is not just about giving them the right to be educated, but it's also about making it accessible to them.
Interesting. Rekha, what about you?
For me, I think it's women empowerment in a way that we have been talking about women empowerment, and there is a lot of development that's happening in the urban area. But I think the rural area, the tier 2 and tier 3 cities have a long way to go. And I think women empowerment, along with the fact that we need men in the conversation, we need men to come up and, support equality, and we need to do workshops where men who support equality come forward and make other men understand the importance of it. Women empowerment, how society perceives it, it's about making women strong. No, women are already strong. It's about changing the way the society perceives that strength, and that's what I would like to stand for. And through this platform of Miss India organization, I think together, not just 3 of us but the 30 contestants, we have been able to raise 46 lakh for women empowerment, and that in itself is an achievement, because so many women are gonna get training and skills so that they can build their life of their own. I'm very grateful and thankful for Femina Miss India organization to providing us with this opportunity.
Bringing men into the entire conversation clearly is very, very important to change the whole narrative, the whole mindset that's also needed for the country to achieve women empowerment. Nikita, I want to now understand from you, what is that one cause that's very, very close to your heart that you are going to take to the world when you also compete for the Miss World pageant, the 73rd Miss World pageant?
I think the cause of animal adoption is something that is really close to my heart, because animal kingdom is something which really contributes to our nature and to our Mother Earth. And we as humans, we are not the owners of the earth, we are the caretakers of it. So we need to raise the voice, and we need to be responsible for those voices who don't have a voice and whose survival rely on us. So looking at animals, looking at stray animals losing their lives and them living a miserable life on road is something which really breaks me, and I really want to work for it.
Is there anything specific that led you to pick up this particular cause? Anything that probably happened with one of your pets, or, this is something that you've seen and got an inspiration for?
I actually have a lot of stray dogs that I've adopted, not in my home, but in my vicinity. But I actually have one dog who I adopted 6 years back. Her name is Rodi. Her complete name was Rodeshwari Porwal. Then everyone told me that it's too cringe to call her Rodeshwari. So yeah, I called her Rodi because I picked her from the road. And she was a little puppy when she got injured by the bus, my school bus. I was actually riding into my school bus, and she got accidentally injured by that school bus, and this is how she came into our lives. And after having her in my life, I felt that we can never give the same amount of love animals give us. We can never be able to resonate with that love and the warmth and the comfort animals provide us. And this is how I realized that they do deserve love.
We're living in the age of social media. Our mobile phones literally dictate our lives. Do you guys also feel a lot of pressure to be present in a certain way on social media? Do trolls impact you? Nikita, let's begin this with you this time.
I think it's easier said than done कि कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. When you're actually in the picture, it is very difficult to deal with trolls and the criticism you get. But again, if you have your inner circle intact, if you have your close ones with you, I think what other people, what outer world says doesn't matter. I have my family, I have my close ones really close to me. Like, they are literally protecting me like a shield. They're literally protecting me like an armor. So I think if you have that very circle of you intact with you, no outer force can break you or shatter you, not even trolls.
Okay, Rekha, is it too much of pressure to keep up with the trends on social media?
I feel like it's one of the biggest pressure that my generation is facing. It's that to meet up to the beauty standard the society have set on you, and it's on social media the standards are set. But I feel that the youth of today needs to know that beauty comes and shines from within when you carry yourself with confidence and grace. And we as kids need to know that the world that we are scrolling upon in our phone is out there, and we ourselves are part of it. Let's just go out and make an impact and create an impact.
Okay. Aayushi, what about you?
Well, I believe in the power of intention. As a content creator myself for the past 2 years, I've always seen this social media as a powerful tool that allows us to showcase our talents and create an impact. And while I do acknowledge that the fact that it seems that social media portrays a very unrealistic demand on beauty standards behind those edits and those filters, but there's a Sanskrit shlok that I stick by which says yad bhavo tad bhavati, which means that when you become what you believe. And I feel that when every user, every individual and every person from my generation will fearlessly share their unfiltered moments and see this with the intention of creating a positive impact in the community and just letting people know and sharing their stories in a positive way, I think we can create a more safer, comfortable and a celebratory digital space.
Absolutely. What a wonderful thought by each one of you. Thank you very much, Nikita, Rekha, as well as Aayushi, for joining us here on Times Now and sharing with us a little bit about your journey, your struggles. Clearly, all of you, had an inspiration for thousands of girls who want to be where you are today. Thank you very much for talking to us, and all the best for the future.
Thank you, Heena, for having us.